third story is about death. When I was 17, I read a quote that went something like, "If you live each day as if it was your last, someday you'll most certainly be right." It made an impression on me, and since then, for the past 33 years, I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. About a year ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. I had a scan at 7:30 in the morning, and it clearly showed a tumor on my pancreas. I didn't even know what a pancreas was. The doctors told me this was almost certainly a type of cancer that is incurable, and that I should expect to live no longer than 3 to 6 months. My doctor advised me to go home and get my affairs in order, which is doctor's code for prepare to die. It means to try and tell your kids everything. You thought you'd have the next 10 years to tell them in just a few months. It means to make sure everything is buttoned up so that it will be as easy as possible for your family. It means to say your goodbyes.
Who, where, and when? Obviously, Steve Jobs gave this speech at Stanford University to the graduating class of 2005 on June 12, 2005. The purpose of this speech. The purpose of this speech was to really inspire these college graduates. Whether they may not know what they want to do for the rest of their life, he really dramatizes the importance of finding what you love and doing that and chasing it until you find it, and to not settle. He uses his stories in life to really inspire them to go after what they love and never stop doing it, and to live life to the fullest, whether you may have 2 days left, or 2 years, or 20 years. Why will it endure? It will endure because obviously people are still graduating from college and need commencement speeches and inspiration. Steve Jobs is still known to this day and will be around in the history books and known for a long time. Significance then and now. Although the speech was 15 years ago, it still has 36 million views on YouTube and it's growing daily. People are still watching his speech and hearing about his stories and obviously using Apple products. My speaker uses ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos. He quotes in his speech, "Having lived through it, I can now say to you with a bit more certainty that when death was useful but purely concept, he lived through the near-death experience. He didn't know how much longer he had to live, and so he wanted to live his life to the fullest, and that's why he gave this speech." Pathos. He wants to let them know to have courage, to follow your heart, and to stay hungry and stay foolish. Logos. He quotes in his speech, "In 10 years, Apple has grown into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees, and Pixar with knowing the most successful animation in the world." You can really trust him because he's a very successful entrepreneur, business person, and he really cares about these students that he's giving the speech to. Devices used. Hypophora. He says to himself in his speech, "How can you get fired from the company you started?" He questions himself and then answers it right after. Metaphor. He says connecting the dots in his speech because he is speaking through the difference of his failures and his successes. All in all, Steve Jobs just wanted to inspire these college graduates as they move on with their lives. He wanted to tell his stories and really feel like he has an impact on their college graduating process and in their life. Thank you for listening to my speech.